What's going on, guys? I'm back with another one. And I just watched a movie called The Marvels, starring Brie Larson, of course, Aman Vellani, and Tiana Paris. The easy names. I appreciate the easy ass names. First of all, Marvel's been going through some issues lately with plot, with the direction they're going, with what they want to do with these movies. It's kind of going downhill a little bit there, right? And at the same time, apparently, the X-Men are on their way. Well, that's what they say. That's what they say. So I have a few suggestions that Marvel can take from the comic books and apply it to MCU. Suggestion number 1. Rogue taking Captain Marvel's powers. This should so happen. I'm ready for it. I'm ready. This happens in the comic books. It's a crazy situation in the comics. All right. It makes Rogue who she is today, besides having the power-sucking powers. Doesn't sound right. But anyways, yes, it's really what formed and shaped Rogue into an actual interesting character. So when you bring the X-Men in, please have this storyline fall into place. And plus, this will take care of that whole Captain Marvel situation. That whole pesky Captain Marvel situation. We're tired. We want to see her just go. And her in a coma for a long time will definitely do it for me. I will be satisfied with that. Trust me. Suggestion number 2. Deadpool and She-Hulk break the 8th wall. All right. We know they're both known for breaking the 4th wall. To see these two get together would be a treat amongst treats. I'm telling you. Look, when they get together, it's already going to be that back and forth banter going on. And I would love to see Deadpool win, by the way. And then after that, they're going to do what they do best and break the 4th wall together, making it the 8th wall. All right? I need to see this take place. This should happen. Those characters were made for that. This moment was made to happen. All right? You have to do this. You cannot let this go by. You can't let this pass without having these two characters meet up, at least for a brief moment, just to do that. I want it. I want it so bad. Don't pass up that opportunity, MCU. Please don't. Suggestion number 3. M-Day. This is a situation in the comic books that happened a while back where the Scarlet Witch falls asleep, has this dream, takes it seriously, and her powers go out of whack. When she wakes up, half the mutants on planet Earth have no powers. Well, a little bit more than half, I think. But yes, that actually happens. But yes, for that to take place, you'd have to give the X-Men's introduction a little time. It won't happen immediately, of course, because it would be weird. So that would happen down the line. But at the same time, as long as it happens, I would love it. I would love it. I would understand that it was going to take a long minute before that actually occurs. But I just need it to occur, because that would make for a very good storyline with the X-Men in the MCU. A lot better than the Days of the Future Past. I mean the shade on this one. I definitely intend the shade. That movie was not as great as you think it was. Okay. Suggestion number 4. Wolverine facing all of his kids. Yes, we already have X-23 in the fold, in the mix. And she's somewhat his kid, like the female clone of him. And by this time, she's definitely grown. Her and the actual character, the actual actress herself, should be a lot older now. So that would be interesting to see come back into the fold. All right. Plus, he has an evil son named Dar-Benn. All you comic book heads know what I'm talking about. This is pretty much the evil version of Wolverine. All right. But well, there are some power differences, like the whole pheromone control thing that he has, which is pretty cool, and he gives less F's than Wolverine. All right. Say like, and he has this whole chip on his shoulder about Wolverine. We need to see this come into action. This would be good for a little Wolverine solo movie within the MCU. Most definitely. Most definitely. All right. Suggestion number 5. Hulk's second MCU film. All right. Yes, they had one back in the day with that other guy. You know, then they said, yeah, that was canon with the rest of the MCU and whatnot. Now it's Mark Ruffalo's turn. Give Mark Ruffalo his chance. All right. He kind of had his chance in the Hulk one. I mean, the Thor movie back in the day, but that was Thor's movie. So he couldn't take all the credit. But that kind of was a Hulk storyline. So there are a lot more storylines you can go off of. There's some villains that we can jump into from the Hulk that we can also use still. Please, you can make this happen. I don't know why they think that they cannot make this come to life with the whole Hulk solo movie. It's possible. And then make it part of the MCU. There are a lot of Hulk fans that are begging for this. They're begging for this to happen. Please make it happen. All right? Suggestion number 6. Annihilus. A lot of you moviegoers, you strictly moviegoers, are confused right about now. You're like, who's Annihilus? Annihilus is this bug-like villain. Well, he looks like a bug to me. All right. Who was a part of the Negaverse. Who was tortured. He's actually originally a Fantastic Four villain. All right. Who should definitely be in the MCU. He was tortured until he got powers. And now he's on this rampage. He has this whole age slowing process within him. And that's just one of his powers. That's just one of his things that he does. He's got a whole array of them ready to go. So while you're sitting there trying to wonder what you're going to do because you just ended Kang's whole reign real quick, here's another villain waiting for you. Yeah, you can still do Doctor Doom or whatever. You can still do that. I don't really care about Doctor Doom like that, but people love him. People love Doctor Doom. Yeah. But I want to see Annihilus. This would be something different. And it sounds like an actual threat. Now, I'm sure Doctor Doom's an actual threat too. No diss, but Annihilus. All right. And my last suggestion for the MCU. Gambit's intro for the MCU. Back in the day, they were trying to do this whole solo movie with Gambit where, that's how he's going to be introduced. I don't think that's the way to go. And of course, they scrapped it. Thank goodness. There's a reason they had to scrap it. I'm not mad at them for that. Now that you're in MCU level, you can now take Gambit as a character. Introduce him with the rest of the X-Men. All right? Do not make him have a solo movie first. That's kind of weird. We need to know how he works with the group first. That's all. I need to know. Oh, I already know. But the whole world needs to know that are not into the comic books. They need to know how he plays along with the rest of the group and his whole connection to everybody on the group, especially Rogue. All right. We need to know that first. Then later on down the line, give this man his own movie if you want to. All right. If it makes sense to do it, not just for a cash grab. All right. And now we have the Marvels. And I guess my question is this as good of an idea or team up as the ones I just mentioned? We're about to find out. Let's go. The Marvels, for those who don't know, for those who are not aware, even if you've given up on Marvel by now. The whole MCU thing, you know, because they shoved it down your throat repeatedly.
Pause.
You had to turn it off so many times to watch something else. They shut it down your throat just as much as they're shoving the whole Hunger Game prequels down your throat right now. I don't care about the prequels to Hunger Game. I haven't seen the original, which I'll get to. I'll get to it. Don't worry. But for now, I don't care about the prequel if I haven't seen the first ones that came out. I don't care about that. Back to the point. There's no excuse. You know about this. Don't play. Don't play. The Marvels. It's pretty much, of course, coming off of all three storylines from all three characters. Captain Marvel was in kind of a limbo for a minute. All right. She didn't know what the hell's going on Earth because she's been doing her own thing and she's still kind of dealing with the trauma of kind of a mind wipe that happened a long time ago of who she really is. And the whole Monica Rambeau thing and all that. And yeah, so she's dealing with a lot of backstory still. All right, coming into this. Then you have Kamala coming off the show, which I have to still bear through and watch with the power and the grace. And so I guess she figured out herself through that show or something like that. And one of the nega bands is in her possession. So she's coming into this whole storyline with that going on. All right. Then there's Monica Rambeau, who just got those powers that she has, those very cool powers, the light powers and all that. And she's still trying to get ready and brace herself to get reunited back with Captain Marvel, right? And so all three are going into this movie with their own backstories and own, baggage to deal with, whatnot. Meanwhile, there's this woman, this lady, evil villain, forgot her name, but she's very pissed off. Her whole city called Hala, the air's being taken from it, the sun has been taken from it, everything has been taken from it because of something that Brie Larson's character did, that Captain Marvel did a long time ago. Not going to go into that right now, but something she did very bad a long time ago that destroyed their city, took all their resources and sucked them dry, and they're dying. So now she's on this rampage for the other nega man. She found the first nega man, and now she needs that other one. And of course, who's she going to go try to get? Kamala, right? Because she's got it. So that's a target. That's a target right now. And so she's hopping around from planet to planet, all around the cosmos, trying to find that nega man, destroying, taking everybody else's resources. And now the three girls got to go out and stop her from doing this crazy crap. And that's the premise of the movie. It's pretty much it. All right? Positives. The fight scenes were decent. They're decent. I'll say that. Okay, every time they got into little fights and the whole choreography, if I might say, went down, it was well done. It was well done. It almost took me back to the DC days. It almost reminded me of how DC does with their fight scenes. That's one thing they don't mess up on, is fight scenes. And so with this, they did a very good job of just executing the little strategies and the this and that, because every time they use their powers, they would switch positions and all that. That's another thing that I forgot to mention in the breakdown. But yeah, they hit some kind of barrier that switched all their powers around. Not powers around, but it teleports them around every time they use the powers. It's kind of a dumb thing. But yes, that happens too. So it made the fighting scenes interesting, at least. Another positive. Kamala's mom is funny as hell. Every time Kamala's mom came on the scene, I knew I was going to laugh. I think it was a mixture of the Indian accent with the sarcasm and just this relentless mission to protect her daughter. Like, her daughter is like 10 years old or something. Okay, I know she's still a teen for the movie. But no, she's okay. She's gonna be okay. But the mother was so hell bent on letting nothing happen to her daughter. She even fought some villains. Yeah, watch it. She fought a couple of villains in the movie for her daughter. She was not scared. The mother is not scared, and she's funny as hell too. That sarcasm it's you can't beat it. You can't beat it with her. All right, she ain't backing down from nobody. She told somebody, "Oh, that's very good," and then she just cut into them. She cut into that character right after complimenting them. Okay, that was crazy. That was insane. I love her character for that. Last positive. Reuniting of the nega bands. That was actually pretty cool. It's the first time we get introduced to the nega bands. Well, the fact that there's another one. All right. I'm sure everybody got to meet the one nega band in Kamala's storyline, which I still have to watch. I will do that. But now we get to see them together and just the damage that those two bands can do. Because in the comic books, there's the male Captain Marvel, who originally had those. And I think he used them so much he lost his mind, or he got a little too much power. And you can kind of tell that because the villain puts both of those on, or just one on. And it looks like she's having some extra fun there. I'm not gonna get too deep in what kind of fun I think she's having up and down the body, but yeah, a little too much fun there. All right, so it was just a cool idea to bring that into the movie, even though it wasn't executed in the way I thought it was gonna be executed. Still, grabbing something from the comic books and focusing on that, good way to go. Always a good way to go. All right. Negatives. And here we go. I can't stand Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is Kamala, not Captain Marvel. Miss Marvel. I can't stand Captain Marvel either, but I can't believe I'm saying this. Miss Marvel is 10 times more annoying. She is a complete fangirl. She's just a crazy obsessed fan over Captain Marvel, and it's completely. I can't take it. I can't take it. Throughout the movie, she won't let up. She won't let up, and I was amazed at the patience that Captain Marvel had not to cuss her out or question her on a lot of things. You are harassing this woman at that point. You are sexually harassing her. Almost. It's getting creepy. You're getting creepy with it. We don't need that. That's unnecessary. The way that she just fiend for Captain Marvel. I was tired of it. That's the only thing her character was about. Being a stalker to Captain Marvel. Even in the show, for the one episode I watched, I can tell that was going to happen. All right? It was ridiculous. Another negative. The villain was complete and utter trash. All right? The villain was... You do know the villain was originally a man, first of all, right? Dar-Benn in the comics, a man. Don't know why they did that switch, but they did that. All right? So, okay, that's mark number one. Mark number two, you have the same weapon as another villain we know. Okay? Another villain from Guardians Part 1, right? The same weapon. It does the same thing. She doesn't even have her original weapon. Make up something. Make something up. Why give her the same crap this other guy had? Who was a lot better, who was a better villain than she is, easily. It meant nothing. Her whole character meant nothing, except for the cause she was fighting for. I respect that and everything, but besides that, it's rather weak. That's rather weak of a character, a villain at that. And I still believe these superhero movies are as good as their villains. And here we go with that. Here we go with that crap. I kept forgetting that she was in the movie. with all this, oh, she talked and talked. And that was unnecessary as well. Didn't need that either. All right. Third, negative. There was a point where I was giving this movie some slack, and I was kind of falling into it, and okay, I can go along with this and that and this, and I can accept this. But when Captain Marvel got to this particular planet or village or whatever, and these people started singing, and all they can do is sing. They can't talk normal. They can only sing. I checked out. I mentally checked out of the movie after that. I was so angry. I don't like musicals of any sort. I don't care if there's just one scene with it in it. I don't like it. The only one that gets any slack is Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny. That's the only one I'll accept. Other than that, this was horrible. I don't know why they did this. This is the reason I will not see Joker 2. I refuse. I refuse to see it. Okay, maybe I'll see it still. But that's besides the point. I will not like it. I will not like it, okay? This is crap. This is complete crap. Do not do this ever if you want me to like a movie. Musical in a movie that does not belong in the movie. Was that canon in the comic books? Because if it is, I can understand that, but at the same time, still stupid. It's still a stupid idea, but it irked me. It was so irritating that all they did was sing everything they said through the entire thing. And they even screamed in terror while singing. Nah, man, that's not it. That's not it. That is not it. All right. Please don't you ever think this is okay to do ever again in Marvel. All right. DC, they're about to fall into the same line. They're already messing up too. They're going to go worse because the whole movie is going to be about singing. All right. Whew. Last negative. I didn't care about the whole Carol Danvers and Monica drama. They had this whole anxiety with meeting back up after all those years, and how Carol said she was gonna be back soon and all this, and Monica just started crying, and you weren't there, and all you weren't there, and why did you leave me? No one cares. No one. Grow up. You're an adult. You're a grown ass woman. All right? Get over it. You're too old for that. Just let that go. You have to let some things go. And because of all that brutality, I'm giving this a hell nah. Yeah, you heard it. I haven't done a hell nah in a long minute. A hell nah. All right? It's a hell nah. I was going to say at least an because, believe it or not, there's some end credit scenes you need to see. But I suggest you just download it or find it on the internet or something. Don't waste your money watching this. That whole singing thing killed it. And the end credits have nothing to do with the movie. All right? Nothing to do with the movie you're watching. Well, a little bit, but it doesn't really fold into it. Okay? So please, do not see this. Do not waste your money. Wait till it comes out for free on something. Okay? Press that like button, share. You better subscribe.